People who sacrifice their time, their resources, their life to come and learn yoga in the holy land of Rishikesh. So, I am not even 1% of what Vishnuji, Guruji described. I call him Guruji actually. So, we will start with Om Namah Shivaya 11 times. I will chant and then all of you can repeat after me. And then I will explain something about yoga, Rishikesh, what things you can remember while doing this course, what you can take away from here. Thank you very much. Om Namah Shivaya. So, I like to worship Shambhu with one few verses. Namo Namaste Tridasheshwaraya Bhutadinathaya Mridaya Nityam Gangatarangotthita Balachandra Chudaya Gauri Nayanotsavaya Chudaya Gauri Nayanotsavaya. We are all in the land of Shiva. Rishikesh is the land of Shiva. You may ask how? The Ganga, if you see the Ganga, it flows in a circle in Rishikesh. So the circular form of the Ganga is the Abhay Mudra of Shiva, his blessing. And it stands for infinity. So by practicing yoga in Rishikesh, we can uncover infinite layers of our consciousness. We can uncover infinite potential by the grace of Shiva. Kubjam Arka. This was the old name of Rishikesh. Kubjam Arka. You know how the name came? Shiva was wandering around in Rishikesh and some apsaras were staying here, very beautiful damsels, and Shiva's Nandi came and they loved Nandi so much. Druvaji, they loved Nandi so much that the apsaras, they requested Shiva, why don't you stay in Rishikesh? So Lord Shiva made his home in Rishikesh, and that's why it came to be known as Kubjam Arka. You must be knowing Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam, right? Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam, Bhaktiruttama. So, there are different meanings of Rishika. Rishika means our senses. And the master of our senses, we can master our senses, and the higher power is the master of our senses, but we can also master our senses, then only we can connect with the higher power. So, in Rishikesh, we can unleash the potential of our senses and our mind, they become in harmony. Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam. Service. Yoga is a service to our own self, to our own mind, our own body. The harmony between our mind and body and our consciousness. So Bhakti Ruttama, it is the highest form of yoga. Chitta Vritti Nirodha, Yogascha Uchyate. By calming our senses and by connecting our body to our mind and then our mind to our consciousness, we attain the fruit of yoga. That is why you see we have so many different classes in the course. We have asanas for the body, we have pranayama for the breath, because breath controls our mind. In the Gita it is said, Bhumirapo nalo vayu khammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakrutir ashtadha. These are 8 elements which are covering our consciousness. Which are the 8 elements? There are 5 gross elements and there are 3 subtle elements. They are covering our consciousness. So we have to reach our consciousness. That is the goal of yoga. So first is bhumi or earth. Second is water. Third is fire. Fourth is air. And the last gross element is kama. Kama means ether. Ether is more subtler than air. That is why in pranayama we do kumbhaka, retention of breath. Through retention we go to ether. Through pranayama we tap into air. So, but to feel the most benefits of pranayama, the body has to be aligned. The body has to be in a proper flexibility. The body has to be free from disease. The body has to be balanced in, Pradeepji will say, kapha, pitta and vata. All the 3 doshas, unappe 3 dhatu ke. Our body is, the Vedas they describe our body is like a bag. You came here with a bag, then you zip the bag. So inside the bag there are only 3 things. Don't mind saying. You are all very beautiful, but I am saying that there are only 3 things which make us kapha, pitta and vata. This is our gross body, not our consciousness. So if there is imbalance in one of them, for example, if you are too much pitta, like I am, if you are too much pitta, then you will always be in anxiety, you will always be worrying, always thoughts of, what impression I have created on others. Others' impressions will guide your life. This is the life of pittas. Right, Dr. Ji? You can correct me if I am wrong. The pittas always think what that person must be thinking of me, what this person must be thinking of me. So pittas, they are always in anxiety, in worry. And there is kapha. Pitta means fire. Kapha means mucus. When you have too much mucus, if somebody tells you to do something, you will say, okay, I will do it tomorrow. Cool. Slowly. Kaphas take a very long time to change. Very long time. You have to convince them slowly, but they have very good memory. And kaphas. So, it doesn't matter. Pittas are always anxious, and vata is the most dangerous of all, because vata is air, and air is more subtle than fire, and air is more subtle than earth, air is more subtle than water. So if vata gets destabilized in your body, you will have body pains, your mind will be flickering like a monkey. It will jump here and there. If somebody convinces you, you will have lot of doubts. Vata will have lot of doubts. If I convince you today, after a few days you will come back to me and you will have the same doubts. It's too much air. So, these 3 doshas have to be balanced. So, one way to balance is through Ayurveda, medicines. And that is the second option. The first is you balance through yoga. You balance through pranayama. You balance through meditation. Then you don't have to take medicines, because I was in Kerala for many years. You take one medicine, they heat up the body. So my body is very, very odd. I have all the three dosha in balance. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So if I take any medicine, it will imbalance my Pitta or Kapha or Vata. So it's very difficult. Medicines have to be given accordingly. So the best is yoga. You balance through yoga, because the mind is the center of imbalance. So our mind, in the Gita, it is a chanchalahi manah Krishna pramathi balvadridam. Mind is so strong that the mind is guiding me, the mind is taking me. When my mind is thinking harmful thoughts, it is my biggest enemy. And my mind is thinking thoughts of peace, love, bliss, it is my biggest friend. So our biggest friend is the mind, our biggest enemy is the mind. When I was in the university, how I came to yoga. When I was in the university, I had a very good friend. He was a very first class in the computer science department. He used to always come first. But in one exam, he failed. So everybody was raising him on a very high platform, and then he suddenly failed. And he didn't come to me. And the next day I came to know he went in the lake behind our university and he committed suicide. He couldn't tolerate the infamy. It's like there's a saying, for a person who is famous, infamy is worse than death. You know, it's a duality. The more you are famous, the more you cannot tolerate infamy. So then I realized, what is this? I mean, he was so clever, so intelligent, but he couldn't control his mind. So then I decided that I should control my mind. And I wanted to help those who have this, because in one moment the mind can become like hell for us. So to come to the platform of the mind, one needs to do yoga, asanas. First we need to do asana, and then we need to do pranayama. Yama means always the exhalation is long. When we inhale, we take in oxygen. When we exhale, we release carbon dioxide. So exhaling is always cooling, inhaling is warming. So we should always exhale twice. But I have seen many people, they do reverse breathing. When they inhale, their stomach goes in. When they exhale, their stomach comes out. So where there is no oxygen, there is no carbon dioxide, there is nothing. So pranayama is very important, because our life airs, our thoughts, they float on the airs, the pranavayus. And if we control our breath, we can control our mind. And then when the mind is calm, mind is peaceful, we can attain real happiness, we can take proper decisions in life. You know, have you ever found yourself with a heated mind? Did you ever take the right decision in a heated mind? You can never take a right decision in a heated mind. So you need to cool down your mind. And Om Namah Shivaya actually cools your mind. Why it cools your mind? Because Shiva is always in meditation, cooling meditation. So the mantra Om Namah Shivaya cools your mind. So the yoga means yuktahara viharasya yukta karmaja cheshtasu. Moderation. Always have moderation. Pradeepji will say those pittas, they are always in extremes, right? Pittas, those who have heat in their body, always in extremes. They want to conquer the world, or they want to sit down in a room solitarily. They want to become introverts. They don't want to have a moderate life. Extremes. So in extremities, we cannot do yoga. It is the opposite of yoga. Yoga means moderation in everything. Should be moderate. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam te me yukta tamo mataha. When you will become moderate, when you do meditation. Inside deep meditation will make you calm because you are at peace with yourself. But meditation cannot be attained without pranayam, and pranayam cannot be attained without asana. So that is why this 1 month course is designed in a way that you will gradually develop through the different koshas, through the different subtle, gross to the subtle forms of yoga, and ultimately the goal is patience. The most important quality is patience. You know, there was a bird, sparrow. She was sitting on the nice seashore, and suddenly her eggs were kept on the mountain. And suddenly the wind blew and the eggs fell down into the ocean, into the water. And she became so sad. All the eggs were taken by the ocean. She became very sad. So she said, no, I will not give up. I will bring my eggs back. So she started going to the ocean, taking one drop of the ocean in her beak, taking the drop and putting it on the land. One drop here, one drop, one drop, one drop. So everybody is saying, what is going? This is not going to help. Sparrowji, this is not going to help. It will never, the ocean will never become empty. But the sparrow said, I'll still keep on trying. I'll still keep on trying. Sparrow had that determination, had the patience. Yoga needs patience. Actually, this 1 month course is basically to start you off with yoga. It's not the end. In the Yoga Sutras, it is written that Nairantarya Abhyasam iti yoga. You have to continue your practice even after going from here. The mind cannot be conquered so easily, but you will start experiencing the benefits if you do it with a patient mind. If you're saying, no, I already did 1 week, this is too hard for me, this is so difficult for me, you will find some difficulty, but you have to have patience. No, it will work. It will work for me. I need patience, and I need determination, and I need enthusiasm. My Guruji used to say, I used to go and tell my Guruji, he was 101 years old. So I used to ask him, Guruji, what should I do when I am sad? So he looked at me and said, just smile. Just smile. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti yogatah bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. If you experience communion, if you experience your consciousness, the divinity of your consciousness, then you will become happy. Evam prasanna manaso. Your mind will become happy. So if yoga is not making you happy, if you are doing yoga with, like, the smileys nowadays, they use the face like this. You do yoga with this kind of a face, sad face, oh, I have to do now. Then yoga will not bear the results. You have to do yoga happily. The teachers should always see you happy. Evam prasanna manaso. And then yoga will come. Bhagavat bhakti yogataha. Yogataha means union, the real fruit of yoga is coming when we do it pratyakshva vagamam dharmam susukham kartam avyayam. The Gita says susukham. You have to do it happily. You have to do it patiently. You know, one wife, she got married to a husband, and the first day she was waiting in the bed in the honeymoon night, the husband came inside and the wife is saying, give me a child. I cannot give you a child on the first night. So you cannot expect that, that immediately everything will fall into place. Should not have impatience. Dhairya, Utsahan. Vishnu Guruji asked me, what are the things which nourish yoga? So I described to him this mantra. Utsahan Nishchayat Dhairyat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vritte Shadbir Bhaktir Prasidhyate. The 6 things which nourish yoga. And the first 3 are determination, enthusiasm and patience. You have to believe in your teachers, in your Gurujis. And inquire. If you don't know something, ask, inquire. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Before the doubts come, you should inquire. Give a chance. Have an open mind. For those who don't inquire, there is no knowledge. There is a verse in the Gita which says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshayanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Tattvadarshina, the guru may be the knower of the truth, but even that knower of the truth, he will not give you the truth. He or she will not impart you the truth if you don't ask for it. So you ask. And how to ask? Pariprashnena sevaya. Not in a challenging way. Guruji, you are not teaching right. You are not teaching correctly. It is not helping me. No, the way to ask is Pariprashnena sevaya. Guruji, why is this not working for me? Can you help me? How can I do this better? You see, the question is there in both, but the way to ask the question is different. So, we should have a very patient mind. I mean, if you want to earn $1 million, you cannot earn overnight, right? You need patience, you need to build, you need to work. So yoga is like that. You need, you need to be patient and still devoted to yoga. Devoted to yoga. Devotion to yoga is very important. Because you are not devoted to yoga, then ya yathamam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. To whatever consciousness you come to yoga, yoga will reflect accordingly to your consciousness, according to you. If you don't have faith, yoga will not give you anything. If you don't have patience, yoga will not award you any benefits. So you should be having faith. Let me try. Have an open mind. You have already taken the first step of coming to such a holy place. Rishikesh is named after another sage. His name was Rishikesh. His name also was Rishikesh. And he meditated here and he had instant realization. There are many, many instances in Rishikesh. There was one Chandaka. I think Chandaka, he was a big demon. And he took out his arrow and he wanted to kill Shiva in the heavens. Shiva came down to Rishikesh. And immediately Chandaka followed Shiva, and when he came and saw Shiva in Rishikesh, his perception of Shiva changed. He saw the beauty of Shiva. He saw the wisdom of Shiva, of yoga, and immediately he gave up his bow and arrow. So the same demon, but in Rishikesh, that demon became a yogi. So the place is very important. There are many such instances. If we have time, some other time, there are many such instances that whatever one desired, one has achieved in Rishikesh. Lord Shiva was flying once, a few drops from his hair fell, and it became the Ganga in Rishikesh. So, as all of you know, Ganga, she is captured by Shiva in his jata, in his locks. And that is why Shiva is always cool. Shiva is always cool. The goal of yoga, I would say, is to make you cool. Because nowadays, everybody is disturbed. Everybody is agitated. So if during the course, if you become agitated or disturbed, then that defeats the purpose of yoga. You have to remain cool. कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल जे छायाते जगत जुराय. Koti Chandra, the millions of moons, the cooling of millions of moons is possible. Through yoga, you can become very cool, like Shiva. He is always in transcendental meditation. So, to remain cool means one has to free the mind of the thoughts. The thoughts of the mind need to be freed. Man mana bhav mat bhaktah madhyaji mam namaskuru. We have to replace the negative thoughts by positive thoughts. See, the mind cannot remain thoughtless for a very long time. You can make the mind thoughtless in Kumbhaka. Like for example, if I retain my breath, it's Kumbhaka, Antar Kumbhaka. You can do Bahya Kumbhaka after exhaling also. Can you feel my vibes? I mean, my mind has become thoughtless, but still I prefer to fill the mind with divine thoughts, with positive thoughts. Though the mind can become thoughtless, but it cannot remain like that. That is why it is said, Param drishtva nivartate niraharasya dehinah raso varjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. If somebody comes and gives you a biscuit, you will be eating a biscuit, but somebody comes and gives you a pizza. No, you throw the biscuit. I want the pizza. So unless you get something higher, you fill the mind with something higher, then the mind will remain peaceful. The mind will remain calm, and the mind will experience bliss. I was explaining to Vishnu Guruji, Vishnu Guruji is, I would say, the most selfless personality, one of the most selfless personalities in Rishikesh. He has a very noble mission, world peace, to connect everybody to world peace through yoga, through enlightenment, to the ancient Indian culture, heritage. And even though he is running the schools and everything, but inside he lives a very simple life. He is very simple-hearted. He loves to greet the advanced personalities. So much pride has come. They think that they don't need to know anything about yoga. But Vishnuji, the beautiful quality of Vishnu Guruji is that he has everything. He has, but still he is very humble in heart. When he met me for the first time, few days back, I was completely astonished, actually mesmerized. He came and he was sitting down. So I also sat down, and he said, no. He picked me up, and then I said, you sit up, then I'll sit up. We'll sit on the same level. Everybody is same. Yoga means equanimity. No higher, no lower, kindness, compassion. But still Vishnuji always is very down to earth. And the thing about a yogi, his quest in yoga for enlightenment, for transforming one's life, for evolving one's consciousness. A yogi is never satisfied. Anandambudhi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Anandambudhi vardhanam. If you are not satisfied, you can go to the higher level, right? If you are satisfied with what you have, you will never seek for the higher thing. There was one person, he prayed to Shiva. He was praying to Shiva. Shiva, I want a beautiful touchstone. If I touch the wall, it should become gold. It should become this. I want that touchstone. So Shiva appeared and said, I don't have the touchstone, but there is one great yogi in Vrindavan. His name is Sanatana. You go to Sanatana, he has his touchstone. You ask from him the touchstone. It's very good, very powerful. You will become very rich. So he went to Sanatana and he said, Sanatana, he served him for 7 days. First when you want to ask something, you should first please somebody. So he served and then asked Sanatana, please. Sanatana was very happy. What do you want? I want the touchstone. Sanatana said, you want the touchstone? Okay. Go to the market, Loi Bazaar. In Vrindavan there is a market, Loi Bazaar. Go to the market, there is a big trash. There is a lot of trash. And I have kept the touchstone below that. Go and take it. You will become rich. So this guy went to Vrindavan. He was removing, like so much anxiety, He's just going to become very rich. So he's just removing. And then he found the touchstone and he started touching everything. Became gold. Chintamani prakara satmashu kalpa vriksha lakshavrateshu surabhira vipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra sata sambrama sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. He was like touching everything and everything was becoming very opulent. And then he was walking for a few kilometers. What? Why would Sanatan keep this touchstone in the trash? Why would he keep it in the trash? It means Sanatana is something higher than this touchstone. I should go to him and get that higher thing. So immediately he ran to Sanatan. So Sanatan, what is that higher thing? Give me the higher thing. Sanatan said, plus take bath in the Jamuna. Like here Ganga, there it is the Jamuna. Take bath in the Jamuna and come to me. Then Sanatan taught him yoga, bhakti yoga, and different principles, mantra yoga. Sanatan taught him all these things. And through the mantra is also very Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. It's like Vishnu Guruji said, if you say pizza, it will not satisfy your hunger, taste buds for pizza. But the mantra is not like that. For example, I say water. My thirst is not quenched. But if I say Om Namah Shivaya, 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 I not only feel my thirst has quenched, but I feel my consciousness has been totally satisfied. So the mantra and the sound of the mantra and what the mantra is, the meaning of the mantra, they are one. It's like a code word, during the wars they send a code word. So this is the code, they type, and then the code word has so many different meanings. So the mantra has to reveal before you. Swayam eva spuratyadaha atashri Krishna namadina bhaved grahayam indriye. You cannot reveal the calmness and the peacefulness and the love and the beauty in that mantra cannot be revealed to you unless your mind is calm, unless you become a yogi by the practice of yoga and pranayama and meditation. Then it will reveal to you. The mantra will, that's why we have mantra meditation sessions also in the evenings. So by the time it will reveal to you. The mantra will manifest to you. Chaitanya. Chaitanya means conscious. The mantra will become conscious. So this is the whole process of yoga. Yoga is just not simply asana. It is the combined form, the complete holistic combination of all these things. And the cultivation of yoga is very important. For example, you practice very sincerely here, you attend all the classes, you learn it, but if you don't practice it, if you don't continue the practice, then you will again become the mouse. There is a story in the Vedas. We have time? Okay. 5 minutes. So, one mouse came to a yogi. Mouse said, "Oh, Yogi ji, please save me. The cat is behind me. The cat is about to eat me. The cat will eat me." So the Yogi ji said, go away. Let me do yoga." But then he came again. So the mouse, then the Yogi ji was very compassionate. He couldn't bear the suffering. The cat had come nearby. So the Yogi ji took some water from his kamandalu, said, "You become a cat." So immediately the mouse became the cat and the mouse ran away. Then after a few days the cat came running and the cat said, Yogi ji, dog is chasing me. Please help me. The dog will eat me up." The Yogi ji said, you become the dog." So again they become a dog. He went away. Again then the tiger came to kill the dog. And again the dog came and, "Please make me a tiger." Yogi ji said, "Okay, you become a tiger." By the power of his yoga, you become a tiger. And he became a tiger. He said, "Now Yogi ji, I want to eat you. I want to eat you. I am very hungry." Yogi ji immediately took out the water from his, said, "You again become a mouse." Punar mushiko bhavaha. So yoga is like that. If you practice for 1 month and then you stop practice, after going back, at least you should keep some connection. Daily, at least some time. And if you continue the practice, then you will evolve, you will develop. The seed which you have got here, the seed of yoga. Actually in 1 month, it's impossible to make you a Siddha yogi. You cannot become in 1 month. So it is a start, it's a beginning. And the seed which you get here, you can cultivate that. It is known as Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pae Bhakti Lata Beej. The seed you are getting here of yoga, and of course along with the seed you will get your certificate also. So you can share yoga with others, you can become teachers, you can invite Vishnu Guruji in your country. He is always willing to spread yoga. So you can share yoga to others, but one who does not practice cannot share. Please remember that. Just by doing a 1 month course, you will go to your country and start sharing without practicing. That won't help. That's why Vishnu Guruji, he gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning and completes his yoga, completes his practice, and then he shares with all of you. He meets all of you like that. So, achar and prachar, there are two things. One who does both, he is yogi, he is guru. You can also become guru, but you have to do both, practice and share. So thank you very much for this chance. I'm sorry to take such a long time, and thank you for hearing me, even though you are up quite early today. And I am very grateful to Vishnu Guruji that he has given so much respect. And actually the yogi, real yogi, is not elated by respect, and he is not hurt by insult. You know, the dualities of hot, cold, respect, insult, money or poverty, and whatever the dualities are there in this world, a yogi is equanimous. Suni chaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshinaha. A yogi sees everybody in the same light, not higher, not lower. Like my Guruji was a yogi, he used never sit in a higher seat than everybody else. He always said, I am at your service. So a yogi is very down to earth, and I am very grateful for this honor, and thank you so much. We will do some 2-3 times Om Namah Shivaya, and Janvi will sing just 2 minutes. I hear her singing every day when I come out of my meditation in the morning. And actually the goal of meditation is to dance. We have dance classes also here, dancing. The goal of meditation, the fountain, the fountain of bliss which arises in meditation, that fountain bursts when you do Kirtan Yoga. That fountain bursts. Yagyai sankirtanai prayer yantihi sumedasham. So we will say Om Namah Shivaya. Again, calm yourself a little bit. Then we will hear the Kirtan.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya.
Gangadhara Shiv Gangadhara. Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya. Gangadhara Shiv Gangadhara. Har Har Bhole
Namah Shivaya.
Shiv Gangadhara. Shiv Gangadhara. Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya.
Gangadharai Shiva Gangadharai. Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय जटाधरा शिव जटाधरा हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय शिव जटाधरा हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय जटाधरा शिव जटाधरा हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय रामेश्वरा शिव रामेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय रामेश्वरा शिव रामेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय रामेश्वरा शिव रामेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय शिव 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 शम्भो 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 महादेव 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 शम्भो शिव 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 शम्भो ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om